Do you ever wonder why you wake up bloated? Because I sure as hell do. I'm like, I've just been asleep. I haven't eaten anything. I've gone to the toilet and I'm bloated. I don't get it. I know there's probably practitioners out there that have all the answers in the world. And I have my Chinese medicine doc where I'm on these herbs to help me with my tummy and digestion and bloating. But sometimes I'm like, how can I wake up bloated? And I'm not premenstrual or just post-menstrual or mid-menstrual. So anyway, find it really uncomfortable, but just thought I'd share that part. Hopefully you can't hear the roadworks. We've got these peeps that have taken down the street and fixing gas lines or something. So if you can hear that, that's what it is. I hope you're well. I hope you're ace. And what I'd love to bring to your table today, your earballs today, is, I guess, an approach that I have been in the practice for some time. But I thought I'd share it with you to let it land how it lands. And I think I was asked this question in a group setting or when I was giving a talk to, my mind's gone blank. They make really cool journals. The founder's name is Adam. It is called My Goals. Thank you. Just needed to work that one through. Might have been through that because we were talking a lot about going after things that you want and what gets in the way of that. And I think the question came to me and was sort of asked, like, what do you hope to achieve when you go after a goal? Like, what is your main kind of objective? And I guess if you had have asked me many moons ago, it would be like, well, to fucking get the goal. And whilst that's, yes, still the aim of the game, so to speak, my answer was and still is to really enjoy the process, which I know sounds lame and I know sounds basic and I know sounds PG, but it's true. That is it. Because, you know, I've been around long enough and have done this work long enough to know that with each new intention, with each new end result, with each new goal that I've set, the the journey that I am taken on to expand my capacity to access inner resources, outer resources, stretch my mind and open my heart and have conversations that I've been scared to have, send emails that I might have been scared to send, whatever it may be. I know that when I set that intention, I am heading into a body of work that is going to put me in the washing machine, metaphorically, whack me in the dryer, and then spit me out as, you know, a beautiful, fresh, clean piece of clothing, but not without going through the ringer first. Now, not all times do we go through the ringer when it comes to setting an outcome, but there are going to be some times where we are put through the ringer, depending upon what we have set and our intention. Sometimes we don't know if we think, oh yeah, this intention seems pretty neutral and good and great for me, and we don't realize that the ringer is about to come forth and go, welcome into the arena. There will be blood, you know? And then there are other times where we think, oh shit, it's going to be really freaking hard. And it's actually okay, you know? So, for example, I know that I've shared this openly, but for the last 6 months, I've been working with a beautiful woman in the money space, and she's been really helping me develop my money IQ and my money EQ and relate to money in a neutral, respectful way, to be an honorable custodian of money. And I will share her details when it's time to share her details. I know that she's in the process of just changing a few things up in her business, but I definitely will share because she has really helped me, like I said, develop money IQ where I can feel like I can sit at a table or the table where money is being discussed and I don't feel like I need to tap out or I don't feel like I need to judge another person. I can be at the table, hold a level of conversation, and that feels nice for me, right? So I had set the intention to really feel empowered around money as a woman, and a woman that has previously in my generation struggled with money, and also not been around money, in terms of my female, who has walked before me. That's what I really wanted for myself, to liberate myself and to liberate my previous, mum, grandmother, great grandmother, aunties, etc. So I know that. So now I'm at the end outcome of greater money IQ, greater money EQ, and that journey is still continuing. I'm not like at the final destination, see you later, I've learned it all, because I haven't. But I'm at a really great place, a great place where I can sit for a bit, I can settle for a bit, and be in this arena that I'm in. But along the path, I really had to see parts of my behavior, see parts of myself, have conversations with Steve that I was really awkward to have, become even more financially independent, and then realize the stories that were there around the fear of being financially, really financially independent, and the next layer of it, securing myself and thinking about future Cat and what do I need to do now to support future Cat in 10, 20 years time. And there were all these uncomfortable, emotions that I needed to be with, conversations that I needed to have, in order for this to take place, which is why, as I set intentions, outcomes, end results, all the same thing, I really want to be in the practice of, okay, as I do that, now let's be present with the journey. And how can I do my best to enjoy the journey, which is going to have some awesome wins, that is going to rip me apart, that is going to challenge me, trigger me, take me to places that I haven't visited before or that I haven't wanted to visit in a really long time. Earlier this year, which I have spoken about, I had that intention of feeling safe in my body. And as a result, liberating my body when it came to intimacy with Steve. That end result. So the money stuff, in terms of the journey, it was an arena that I had to go through. I would say there was not a lot of blood. It was just a bit uncomfortable at times. The arena that I went through and the fucking gladiators, which were my own demons that I needed to face, that was gnarly. That was gnarly. Now, you see, I have spent a lot of my life on that part of feeling safe in my body, occupying my body, etc. So I kind of thought, well, this might be okay. I'm around this. But the layer that I was prepared to go to of feeling safe in my body and being intimate with someone who loves me for me, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Wow. I wanted to abort mission many times. I've shared very openly on the podcast that I said to Steve, just go and be with someone else in that capacity, and I will just love you and love you in other ways. You know, that the battle that I went on was pretty big. Um, and that is why I say that my greatest achievement when it comes to going after the things that I want is to enjoy the process. Even like I said, when the process is going to potentially rip you apart and put you back together, when it's going to make you face parts of yourself that you just think, I fucking don't want to go there. I really don't want to go there. But I know I need to. I know I need to. It's no small feat going through that. And I don't mean to say that I want to enjoy those difficult parts and be like, tra-la-la-la, isn't this fucking amazing how triggered I am that I'm having to revisit fucking trauma. I'm not saying that at all. It's just, well, not just, it's having great respect for the journey toward going after the things that I would love and that matter and that I deem important to me and my existence and journey this lifetime, you know? So I want to share that with you because I know that there's like, of course, there's the common thing, enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And I think we all know that. Like, but also too, yes, it is about the destination, right? It's fucking sick to be at a place where you're like, I actually feel good in my body and I actually feel like I can enjoy sex and I can let myself have pleasure and I can feel safe with my partner. Like, that's fucking awesome. It's awesome to feel developed in money EQ, money IQ. And not feel like I have to disengage. That's amazing. So yes, it is also about the destination because all your fucking arena work and gladiator battling, a few blood, sweat, tears, depending upon what arena that you've entered into, that has all led you to being in the place that you would love to be. You know, like the journey that I went on when I really wanted to be real and show up as myself in relationships and when I went on dates, because I never would do that. I'd be little miss like, I got all my shit together and I'm really easygoing and I'm really like this and I'm really like that. And, you know, just put like the best possible picture forward, but denied many aspects of myself that make me a very full human being. So when I had set that intention of being more me and more real when I would meet people, particularly when I would go on dates with guys, you know, the journey that was really gnarly, you know. Dating myself and getting to know myself and learning to love the parts of me that I have rejected and that I have denied or that I have deemed as too much, or someone else has told me it's too much, so I believe it's too much and I must dull it down. And retrieving all these lost parts of myself and welcoming them back in, like, fuck, man. Here am I. I'm just like, yeah, let's like show up on dates and be more real and like myself. Meanwhile, the journey is like, oh my God, there's all these parts of me that I have buried and shamed. And I've got to bring them back home, you know. And I remember doing this meditation. I made it up where I remember I created this visual in my mind where I was standing on an orphanage, in the front of an orphanage. And there were all these lost cats out in the world, not like actual cats, but like me cat. All these lost cats out in the world. And I just stood at the front of the orphanage steps. And the reason why it was an orphanage was because the lost cats had felt rejected and didn't know where to go. And so I stood there. I imagined myself standing there, closing my eyes and holding my arms out and calling all these lost cats back in, but through my heart. And my heart's radiant energy would go out into the world and then call in the lost cats. And one by one, they would come up to the front step and they would come into my arms and come into my arms and come into my arms. And I just hugged them until they came into me, and that's like was part of the journey, and like I said, I just was like, okay, cool. I'll show up real on dates. How do I do that? Oh, right. I have to retrieve the lost, rejected cats that I have made wrong and bad and shameful. So this is why, I have such great respect for the people who work with me and who come on the journey with me. Great respect for you doing work outside of me, with whatever practitioner that you're doing it with, or whatever body of work you're doing it with. Because when we really are in tune and respectful of when we set outcomes and intentions and end results, when we're really respectful of that, I believe then we have greater capacity to be respectful for the journey, and there's greater capacity to enjoy it. Understand that each arena, whether it be blood, whether it be sweat, whether it be tears, or all three, is part of it. And whatever it is that we experience is necessary in order to widen our capacity to hold the intention that we want, the outcome that we want, the end result that we seek. So, yeah, I wanted to share that with you today, see how it lands, what comes up for you. And it really, I believe, puts kind of greater context to enjoying the journey. And that it's not just about the destination. I know, like I said, I know those quotes go around quite a bit, but I believe that this gives some context to it, and relatability to it. So would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback on that. And yeah, I guess I shall go back to my everyday life now and continue to be in the practice of enjoying the process. Love you lots.